Hello everyone, and welcome to more AC Valhalla, because we continue to do this. We're getting close to the end game, because we're going to skip some time. Today is in fact the day of, it's going to be a day. We're going to get it fairly early, and then I know what we're going to be doing the entire rest of it. By the way, we are back with more of this game. Yes, you're not wrong. I thought I saw that there was a new pack. I don't know that there was actually a new pack, but I thought I saw one. It doesn't look like there's a new pack. Okay, good. Thank goodness. This should be our right one, so we'll just hop back in. Raptoris. There are Picts in Jorvik. There are not Picts in Jorvik. Important distinction. Hello. You picked a good one to get, cause, oh boy. You like this? We're gonna get more of this.
Salve, Evo.
Yes, Octavian, I really don't care.
I want to see the Alliance map.
What's our Alliance map going to be today? It's going to be Jorvik.
Tell me about Jorvik. Hytham says there.
Oh yeah, that sword.
There.
The sword is hilarious.
Our old friends Jor and Ljuvina have made their homes in Jorvik. Both had status and influence in Norway, so they may have valuable insights into the city's politics.
That will make my work easier.
What say you then?
We will go to Jorvik. Way up in the middle of frickin' nowhere.
I'll go now. Do you know where I might find Jor and Ljuvina?
When entering a new city, it is best to ask around the ports. The people there know more than the average peasant.
Okay, but these towns are also all tiny, so, like, strictly unnecessary. And by the way, you guys say that the sword is accurate, just oversized, and that's not totally wrong. But when we first got it, we noticed, there's a fun, weird thing in that, on the hilt there, you can see engraved on it are the letters Ulfbert. Those really should be along the blade, and I have literally no clue why they did not etch them into the blade. Literally none. Absolutely no reason. Does it? 'Cause Peter, it didn't start on the blade. But yeah, maybe we can upgrade it enough times and then it'll do that. I wonder. Wonder if we have enough materials to do upgrades.
Even when Dog was younger, he had a streak in him. Hate to see.
Oh yeah, by the way, we did a murder.
But you did the right thing.
Whoops.
Can't imagine what you are feeling. Anyhow, you probably need something, eh?
And that is literally the last time. Okay, not quite. It is very nearly the last time that dog will ever be mentioned.
Worthy of the gods.
Let's see. Does it go back there? Nope. Nope. It just vanished. It just vanished. I know what I must do.
All my pieces are good, but that one's very good.
What terrible stupid...
This will serve you well.
It's homicide. It's legally homicide, but in a judicial context, so it's fine. But that doesn't make me feel better about it. Even though he's dumb.
Ah, that one's pretty good.
Woo. Are we just gonna upgrade random crap? Oh, why not?
This will serve you well.
Why not? Wow, that's really bad. That's spectacularly bad.
I can get you that one easy.
I actually really like this helmet. This helmet's really good. It's a shame about all the rest of it, though. Okay, I don't have enough to upgrade anything else, so... Thank you, Gunnar.
I'm off. Be well, friend.
Be well.
Anyway, what's our outfit going to be this time? Let's roll with the Brigandine cloak and the Magister's robes. Don't actually care about that. Let's start off with... Let's start off with an actual axe. And then since we went through all the trouble of pain, this is just what we're starting off with. You guys can spend channel points in order to change them to whatever you would like. You can also have me hide things, change my tattoos, whatever you want going on there. So.
Always nice to see a friendly face. So if you see any about, send them my way.
Thank you, Reda.
Men like Doug litter every clan, city, and century. The prideful ones. Men who never know when just enough is still too much.
Thanks.
Have you got a
I have requests that may or may not involve violence. Interested?
Tehednus, this is Reda, who was introduced in AC Origins and is a magical semi-immortal child, question mark.
Beasts are much like bandits. They do not care for the law of the land. Just think of the reward while you work. Keep you...
What do you have today?
Let's see what we've got here. We have actually something exciting. What do you say, guys? Do we go with it? It's purple. Purple good.
Sturdy and yet lightweight. Perfect for your line of work.
Woohoo! And we are now one away from getting a new tattoo too.
I must be.
Go with your gods.
We might pick up the tattoo on the end. We'll have enough time to be able to build up without too much hassle. So, you know, we just looked at the Magister's rose, but no, we're gonna go purple. And then hide... Wow, that is unbelievably garish. I love it. Tehednus, this game does reference Bayek. You can actually... Red has got a letter by Bayek right here that you can't... It's invisible. It's currently invisible, but he does have a note from Bayek. And it's a good time. Oh, I actually didn't want to do that. Bye, Gunnar. What I did want to do was upgrade these. Perfect. That is a lot of purple. And map. Oh, good. They're actually, like, in reasonable conditions, right? That one's annoying. That's nowhere near me. But I can get this one and this one on the way out up to Jorvik. So that's no big deal. Let's go. That skull is truly atrocious. Just vibing in the middle of my back. Are we still in town? Why are we going so slowly? There we go. Sheesh. Yeah. Peter, you say that. I think Sark would have feelings. And right, this game does some genuinely interesting things. They aren't just doing random crap, though. that skull is in fact random crap. But, you know, when we get into Nottinghamshire, we're gonna see some really cool stuff. There's a handful of unique things in, like, Jorvikshire, so it's not like we're totally out of the loop here. That is a very far future, but also a guarantee that will happen. Because unfortunately, you know, there's a lot of games coming out soon, so my goal actually is to wrap up this game by April, apart from, like, you know, DLC stuff, so that when, you know, Nier Replicant comes out, we can just do Nier Replicant and have way more fun. Oh yeah,
One less problem to worry about along the way.
they absolutely make Robin Hood references in Nottinghamshire. Why would they not? That's the exclusive reason why they make Nottinghamshire be like a major thing. Is that they're able to do that.
Sounds coming from that old church.
Hello, friends?
Is someone there? Scraps and rags, left for the rats.
Yes, this is not at all suspicious. Where do you even get this many like, presumably these piles are all human skulls too. Though they're too low resolution to actually make sure. But they look like they're supposed to be human skulls. Where do you even get this many human skulls? Wait. What? Hang on. The Crown of Briars presumably is... I feel like it's not supposed to be Christ, but it's also Christ. So what is all this spooky pagan nonsense doing with a reference to Christ?
Hard as stone. The stench is right.
You! How dare you! Crolan's throne belongs only to the one true King of Briars.
Uh-huh.
This throne of muck and manure. I suppose that makes you the Lord of Shitsby.
How dare you insult the brave and valorous soldiers of...
Of Shitsby. Yes, I know your type.
Insolent ferret! Kill this usurper! We will fight for this mighty kingdom, tooth and nail!
Oh, wow. That was... That was needless in every way, shape, or form. What the hell?
No one defiles this sacred throne and goes unpunished! Make you bleed!
What was this
sacred throne and go unpunished!
No. What's up with the giant random...
Fall of an absent king. Pitiful.
Thrilling. Parrying has a chance to create a small fire around you. Neat. I guess. I wasn't prepared for that, but that's okay. Trinkets, I assume. Those are runes. Those are collectibles. Neat. So, a bunch of Christ knockoffs, I guess. Eivor? Seriously? You're doing this? Seriously? Is this ladder too hard for you to climb up? Whee! And of course we get the most valuable of things. A, fabric. Just some random ass fabric. Exactly. I don't even understand like what they're trying to go for there. Right, because I'm not aware of any vague hints to a crown of briars referring to someone else. Like, there's just not a lot of competition for that job. For that crown. So... some sort of, like, weird, syncretic, messianic god king cult. In a place that was Christian for long enough to build a stone church. Niram. God damn it, I can't even be mad. Okay, so let's kill you, and then let's go off this way. I don't like that. I didn't need to know that information, you know. Then again, I suspect it's... the reason for the knighthood, I'm guessing, has very little to do with the pun. Just a hunch. Hey. Go on. Hello? Come on. Anything? Yeah, there we go. Ah, the rolling. Ah, that still doesn't kill him. Rip. You're gonna have to, like, actually try. turn. Yeah, I feel like that wasn't supposed to happen, Raptorus. I think that's not how that works. Anyway, let's see if he says anything remotely interesting, useful, or terrifying.
Offer betrayed us all, Indira. Now we
Oh yes,
crawl about
right.
scraps.
Yep.
Whatever crumbs you leave behind after your raids.
You wish you were a raider, a dringer.
Yes.
Farewell, sword cloven.
So, that is, I think, what we, call an oof information, because the Offa he mentions is King Offa of Mercia, who basically represents the high point of Mercian authority, in the heptarchy of the early Middle Ages in England. Like, he is pretty much the most powerful ruler in his day. He's a couple generations before... Oh yeah, there's a curse symbol in there. We really don't care because they do nothing. Anyway, he rules in, what, the mid... is like circa 750. And he is extremely powerful. And in this game, he's a member of the Order of the Ancients. Because of course he is. Because that makes total sense. All of the, everything put in his name, all the charges we have from Offa that use very clear Christian language were just fakes. Obviously. Don't I have an order member to kill here? I feel like I have an order member to kill here. No, we don't have anyone we can kill right now. Okay. Neat. We're making progress on, like, everyone. Okay. No big deal, we'll just skirt the edge of the city. No, he's dead by the time of the game, near him. He's super dead. But what exactly happened, I don't think is ever fully explained. But for some reason, the current order thinks that Offa betrayed them. Meanwhile, Larian was also allied with Offa, also an Order of the Ancients member, and Saint Edmund found out and executed him harshly. Lol. Yep. It's the most obvious spoiler on the planet, but yes, that is a spoiler. No one could have ever guessed that. We'll find out soon. Is it a random fast travel point? Just apropos of nothing? Sweet. You'll love when that happens. Hey, jump into the river, please. We should be crossing here into Jorvik. Maybe. Possibly. Nope. Over the thing. Come on. I know you're able to cross this. There we go. Figured it out. Hey look, is it another standing stone? No, it's an altar. Okay. I really don't care. Bye. The altars are completely pointless because the max level in this game is 400, and it's really easy to get more than 400 skill points. Or actually, it's currently 406. It is and I mean, look, we're like just barely halfway through the game. And we're at 197. So there isn't a whole lot left. There you are.
Come on then.
Ow.
Your fate is sealed.
Strictly unnecessary. Come on, get smushed. Well, he's dead. Ow. Jeez, he just refused to drop off the edge of the thing. There's not a whole lot interesting to say here. I'm just killing these guys because, duh. Not exactly a difficult task, is it? Actually, an extremely non-difficult task.
This is life.
Bye. Huh. Interesting. Is that my dog? Hello, Dwolfka. Hello? You seem to be having a bad time, friend. Yep, I did in fact summon the dog and then he got very confused. Anyway, we should now be in Jorvikshire, right? No, we are currently in Nottinghamshire. Well then. Let's cross over and push through here. And we got some places to go. I mean, we could have taken our boat all the way, but that's no fun. This was one of the shields we got earlier. It's called the sarcophagus shield. Sometimes when you parry with it, it lights people on fire. I also named the dog Mouse on my own playthrough, but you guys chose Wolfka, so the wolf is named Wolfka. Speaking of wolves, there are more of them here. Also, it's now winter, because that's how seasons work, according to this game. It's just winter. Is the one I'm actually... yeah, the one I'm running towards is an actual place. Good. This might be... I wonder if this is the one that's actually a little strong for me to fight. Probably is. That's alright, we are not cowards, we will fight it anyway. But yes, this game wants to have the game take place through a progression of times. This is.
By trolls.
We are not cowards, but this is not going to be easy. Okay, fine. Ow. I'm not sure what's good. Ow. Alright, fair play. I do need to heal that because I don't have enough to tank that. Ah, crap. Ow! I got one hit. That's awkward. Yeah, we're not gonna take on that pig, because, no. I don't have any good abilities to deal with the pig, apart from, I don't know, maybe... Hard to say what the solution to that is. I guess we want to grab that. Grabbing this will make eventually doing the Jorvik arc easier. Because it means we'll have to go fewer places. Hey, more wolves. Because, didn't you know, England was just covered in wolves, and pigs, and lynxes. We didn't have any lynx attack us in Kent, but we will starting in Sussex. There will just be randomly lynx that attack us. I mean, yeah, Neutrino, that's a really good point. Where, like, big boar hunts are kind of a stock scene in medieval literary traditions for stuff to happen. Also, boars are just genuinely really dangerous. But, at the same time, they don't actually make boars all that scary in this game. Right? Apart from this one, when have we ever been scared of a wild boar in this video game? You can just kind of maul them with an axe. There's no process, there's no ritual, there's no formal anything with it. So, right, they want wild animals to just be stuff that exists. While also making them into this big fancy, like, thing that is a challenge. And so they try and have their cake and eat it too, like with most things in this video game. And it works just as well as it normally does with things in this video game. Which is really to say it doesn't. And there's a lot about this game that just doesn't work. There's plenty of things that do, but there's plenty that don't. Oh yeah, the ecology of England, of this like 120 square kilometer England, is just absolutely unbelievably jank. I think wolves are the most common enemy, or the most common entity in the game. Somehow.
My love beams bright my heart. Go away, Bertha.
I really don't care, about whatever it is they were doing, so... Is there a fast travel point here? I would love if there's a fast travel point here. There is a fast travel point here. Whoops. As I just break everything. Don't mind me. Right, there's foxes, there's deer, but there's not enough of those to support this many bloody wolves. Oh, yes. Hey, actually, there's a history there.
Hey! Reckless idiot!
Yeah, shush. I am wearing fancier clothes than you. You can shut up. So, anyway, this is the Raven Banner emblem as seen on the Bayou Tapestry, actually. And so this is kind of the imagining of a kind of banner that is used, described in relation to the Ragnarsons, but then, yeah, is depicted for later kings of Norway as a kind of actual thing. But the difference here, instead of being on this big banner, the standard actually, as shown there, is basically a triangle. So it would make an arc, like basically a quarter of a circle. It makes an arc there and then has tassels off of it, and the raven is put onto there. We saw that with Kjotve's, way back at the beginning of the game, with some of Kjotve the Cruel's banners, where it was this quarter circle shape with then he had, what, a wolf on it? It should be this raven in particular. And yes, Harder, in the context of the Bayou Tapestry, it's appeared with Harder Hardrauda. What was that for? So, when showing the Battle of Stamford Bridge, the tapestry uses that image of the Raven Banner. So, this is a cool thing where they're actually, like, trying to do a history, and then they still did a weird with it. They still chose to do something weird by not making it the quarter circle banner. But I guess we take that. Anyway, we are coming up here, finally, into Jorvik. So this is the city of York, which, according to Ragnar Saga Lodbrokar, was founded by none other than Ivar the Boneless. I hate to say it, but they had no idea what they were actually saying. It's a Roman town. The town was founded in the probably 2nd century. Oh, I can't actually climb that wall. That's unlucky. We'll have to get into town somewhere else.
The Order of Ancients lurk in its streets and alleys.
Anyway, let's actually take a look at the town. So there's some parts of this that are really, 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 really good in terms of historical reconstruction. Specifically, York Minster over there is in pretty much dead on the right location. And where is it? I do not see it. One of the towers is really famous and in its right location. The thing that's weird, the theater here. We don't have the amphitheater at York. It's speculated that probably exists, and this is one of the locations that it's been proposed at. But excavations have been done right here, and they found nothing. So, whoops. So yeah, that is pure speculation for the sake of having a Roman theater, instead of sticking to what we can archaeologically confirm. But I guess that's fine. Relatively a small thing. Meanwhile, also, shoutouts to the... Right, so they're like, oh yes, we need a Christian church. York Minster. We need another Christian church. This one right here. Perfect. Let's put a 3rd Christian church here and call it a pagan temple. That being said, you know, while I say that, a study just came out, like, last week that dated one of the stave churches using dendrochronology, so based off the tree rings, and said that the wood for it was harvested in the 1060s. Which way, like, for that stave church, pushes the construction date. I think it's the Ørstad stave church in Norway. Pushes the construction date of that stave church back 200 years, essentially. which is wild. I'll be curious if they can replicate that and see if this is or find some way to confirm if that's not reused wood or what's actually going on there. But if that is a genuine dating, that pushes our knowledge of Stavkirkir way back, which is wild. And suddenly makes it way more plausible that these are genuinely derivations from pre-Christian temples. I've always been super skeptical of that theory, because, yeah, we're looking at something 150 years at least, with most of our surviving examples being 250 years after the conversion of Norway. So why would we ever suggest that these are pre-Christian, apart from the, like, dragon head things here? But if these are actually from the 11th century, if we can confirm that they are being constructed in the 11th century, then we're looking at people who plausibly are children or grandchildren of pre-Christian peoples constructing these, and then it becomes significantly more plausible, though still not really provable, that these are actually derived from pre-Christian temples in some form.
This must be Jorvik. The Order of Ancients lurk in its streets and alleys.
Oh yeah, Kappa Crab, that's
and Yuvina live here. Sure,
pretty much exactly right.
Settled near this harbor. Someone should know where to find them.
They are from the, most of our surviving examples date between 1250 and 1350. Oh, yeah. By the way, they call this Forseti's Rest. Forseti being the son of Balder, and is attested potentially, kind of vaguely, by Adam of Bremen. Cool. No, not Adam of Bremen, sorry. Who is it? Is it Alcuin? It might be Alcuin. That is describing, beliefs in Frisia. And mentions an island, with a name that sounds an awful lot like Forseti, being associated with it. Nope, can't push it that way, so gotta just push it out of the way here. Indeed, he dropped the key somewhere. Literally behind the thing. Okay. Thanks. And then if we go up here, right above it. See if we can get this just out of the way. Perfect. Super shiny chest gives us a Fjord axe. So we have a Fjord spear and we have a Fjord axe now, because we can. And it gives us another new item. This is not the item I know you wanted, but we're getting there. We're working on it.
Gods here, vigilant.
Yeah, I know you're vigilant, but you're not smart, so you don't actually care. That door's blocked. We'll have to go in from the roof. Luckily, the roof is wide open. That's not enough. I'll have to go in for an assassination here. And nailed it. What? What was that? Don't worry about it. Don't. I am unbelievably stealthy. All the time. Magos. So that's actually kind of a misconception. The Fyrd is not just a random peasant levy. They're not just random farmers. What they are instead is a sort of... originally, the... Hey look, we found it. Prior to the 9th century, the Fyrd is... exclusively the warrior elite. You can basically divide early English society into 3 strata. So, the Fyrd is originally only the highest strata, so they're essentially the warrior elite freely running amok, and so like they would be obligated to some amount of service when called on, but otherwise we're looking at extremely elite and their households and what they can provide. Then the Great Fyrd is constructed in the 9th century, partially in response to Norse raids, and this expands it quite dramatically, so it becomes the top 2 ranks. And so it's basically free households, the warrior elite plus free households who can probably at least partially equip themselves, and then some amount of their retainers or household going with. What it's not is, or not usually, is truly anyone goes. This happened on occasion, but it truly is very exceptional circumstances that make that happen. Kavakab, I'm pretty sure that the answer to that is yes, but the question of whether I remember what it is a totally different question. Oh, by the way, we're now in a high-level area, and so we get our highest level smear metal on object thing. So, let me just explain to you how utterly hysterically nonsense tungsten being the top tier upgrade material is. Tungsten was independently identified as a metal instead of just as an ore in the in the late 1700s, and was finally separated out. I believe it's in like 1794 or something that someone finally manages to create a pure, or to extract pure tungsten from the ore. So, additionally, tungsten is not golden. Tungsten is a dull gray metal that's actually quite malleable. Right? It's not particularly durable as a metal. The thing that makes tungsten neat chemically is that it has an obscenely high melting point. So you basically can't create liquid tungsten. But just because you can't make liquid tungsten doesn't mean that you can't hammer it out very, right? You can hammer it out and stretch it into a wire extremely easily, and so it sometimes gets used as a superconductor. So the idea of it being this some super hard, super rare material that is suitable for this high-level upgrade that creates super weapons is not how that metal works. So it's totally ridiculous. Niram, it was known as something frustrating before then because, yeah, the ore has been known for a long time. There is a meaningful distinction between the ore being a nuisance that gets in the way of production of the metal you actually want to use, and being able to create a pure version of the metal that exists in an ingot. This is absurd. Really, they wanted copper, silver, and gold, right? Clearly, that's what they wanted. But they felt like they couldn't do copper, silver, and gold. Or bronze, silver, and gold, if you really want to.
We should be cautious around here.
And so
I need your eyes.
they just, like, they don't do anything cool. Right? They're just being actively ridiculous with how they're using this. And I'm not a fan. Hello.
Hey, friend. Could you help me find some of my people? I'm looking for Hjor and Ljuvina.
Sure. I know him. Are you a friend?
I am.
Then you will get no help from me, or any of the other merchants for that matter. Now, if you don't mind.
Bitter. Has Hjor wronged him somehow?
Well, let's go up to the obvious person we're supposed to talk to.
Move along now. We ran a clean dock in Jorvik.
Sure you do. Well, this guy is apparently, you know, vaguely Slavic? I mean, his name is Grigory instead of
Must be the Dogmaster.
Gregorius.
What gave it away?
Also his accent.
Everyone hates you.
As I just explained to your friend there, if your wares have been seized, take it up with the council.
These merchants are not my friends, but I'm looking for some. Hjor and Ljuvina.
You know Hjor and Ljuvina? What business do you have with them?
We know each other from Norway. Bid farewell to that land, but not old friends.
You may be glad to hear they fare quite well in Jorvik.
It does not surprise me. They're driven, and so am I. Now I would like to see them again.
In a manor surrounded by flowers. That's where Hjor and Ljuvina live.
Thank you, Grigory.
How about some coin for my trouble?
How about I cut out your tongue?
Forget I said anything.
And then,
Well,
Hjor and Ljuvina have done well for themselves.
fascinating. Let's see what else there is over here. There's a bunch of stuff on that side of town. Let's see what's on this side of town. I see a thing there. And a thing there. And so we'll ride through on our way past. Try and clean out town as quick as we can. Because we have been going for an hour and haven't even started the story yet. Which is a bit oops.
Are you going to enter the water or not?
No, the waters are too cold.
That man needs a push or a good scare. That man needs a push or a good scare.
Hey. Come on. I'm not gonna, like, smash you into the... Hello, friend?
Swim. There you go.
Gold! Gold! The ice waves are taking me! Save? Oh. Hey, this is not so bad.
Good God, at last.
Indeed.
I baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit within us all. You are now a child of God.
So, is this it?
It is. Go forth and walk his holy steps, new child.
If his steps go to the market, then so be it. But first, I could go for a nice swim.
Now we can't get him out of the water.
This water is great.
Well, great. We couldn't get him into the water to get baptized. Now we can't get him out of the water to get to go about his day. Not my problem. But this is actually he said something actually interesting there. So the quicker he's baptized, the better business will be. So this is a reference to a stricture created starting, as far as we can figure out, in probably the 7th century ish. That really? Eivor. What was that? Three points to converge a triad of infernal chaos and pain. Once these conditions are met, my brothers in robes, the heathens will run with their axes tucked between their legs. This city shall be cleansed. Hilarious. So this is the dumbest one. The most effort for a piece of tungsten you will ever go through. Ha, no. Anyway, the thing I was saying is that there is this thing called starting in the probably 7th century, there's this thing called the Primus Ignatio, or the prime sign, which basically says, hey, you Christians cannot trade with non-Christians, period. But you can get around that if you take the sign of the cross as kind of a precursor to baptism. And so a lot of people were like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. And so there are a lot of Norse people who kind of got pre-baptized. That being said, there still were restrictions on trade until you were fully baptized, because they went, yeah. The church in Rome was like, yeah, we really don't want non-Christians trading freely with Christians, because that's bad for everyone's souls. Also bad for our business, but it's bad for everyone's souls.
The place has been ransacked, and this body, it's not Hjor or Ljufne.
So yeah, basically the idea that he's getting baptized for economic reasons, for the sake of business, is totally legitimate and tested in the period. So, good history, AC Valhalla. Yoink.
There was a struggle here. Looks like it continued outside.
Probably nothing good here.
Blood, but no body. Which way did they go?
Gee, I wonder if this is the way they went. I'm not totally confident, but you know, maybe these super obvious blood trails will lead me there. And maybe it'll lead me there after I do some shenanigans to locate whatever this is. Let's see what our... Come on, collect. Thank you. Nailed it. Wait, where are you? What? Also, hang on, that, we'll need to talk about that in a moment. Okay. It didn't appreciate me, it didn't appreciate me going off the path, so I've gotta actually try again.
Is this one of the thieves? The trail continues.
So right there. Hello.
Who is that? Come closer. Now. It's me, Juvina. It's Eivor. Eivor? What? Who sent you? Are you with them? Breathe, Juvina. You're rattled. You know me. I'm a friend. Are you? You show up here like this. These people tried to kill me. I heard there was trouble in Jorvik. I have only come to help, on my honor.
So, everyone say hi to one of the best characters. Her outfit is kind of nonsense, though I like the cloak. I like the cloak a lot, but I'm not sure about the shirt. I also like the belt a lot, though those are Bracteates, so those are actually pre-Viking Age, these big round discs made out of gold, so those predate the Viking Age, but that's fine, this still looks extremely cool.
These men were ready to kill me for it. A poor fellow soldier.
Hey, look at that!
You know him? I've seen a letter like this before, in London. This city is in great danger. Where is Jor? At the Royal Hall. I will take you there.
Yes, but we are going to have to be stealthy.
Just yet.
This way. Better be hooded.
The entire city is a place of distrust now. Anyway, so Ljuvina, you heard her say,
Still looking for me.
what was it, people of Tengri, riders of Bjarmia? So, Ljuvina is supposedly Bjarmian. Which you can see, right, she's... Seriously? Yes, thank you.
Forgive my
Yoink.
intrusion, but
She can't have gotten far. Look around.
Uh-huh. Yeah, AI?
let's go.
There's some things going on with the AI right now. Anyway, as I said, oops. Ljuvina is Bjarmian, which is to say that,
Hey! Who are you?
supposedly, there.
Answer well
Wait,
if you know what's good for you.
I haven't seen her, I swear.
oh, no. Oh, god damn it. They forced stealth sections. I just killed a civilian. I just absolutely murdered a civilian. That's awkward. Also, the rest of this is also awkward. Stealth sections of this game are bad. Oh, we even lost her fight.
Die! Try to trap any blows.
So... Nah, that can't be it. I don't believe you.
Odin owns you!
Anyway, so, while I'm failing at everything, Yarmaland is one of these halfway mysterious places that exists in the Norse literary world. So, it's described as soon as
I do not see any other.
Author's description of the North, a 9th century text attached to an Old English translation of Orosius, which is basically a Norse person named Ottar.
Your arrival could not be better timed. Call it fate. I had hoped our paths would cross again, though I imagined a calmer reunion. We fled one problem only to find ourselves embroiled in another. While
Yeah, I noticed.
is preoccupied with the money shortage, a group called the Red Hand has been imposing their will. The ones who attacked you. Yes and no. They are bandits, but someone is controlling them. Look no further than the names in that letter. Killing them is the reason I'm here. But they are coded. They could belong to anyone.
Yeah.
The sludge in the streets often drips from the gutters of the halls. When in doubt, look to those in power. You mean the council? Yor is on the council. That works in our favor. Someone we can trust to find the answers we seek. Yes, we are nearly there.
Oops, sorry. Anyway. Distractions by cutscenes. So Author's description of the North is is an Old English text from the 9th century, from the reign of Alfred the Great, actually, where a Norwegian nobleman from the extreme far north, he claims he's the farthest north Norwegian lord, named Ottar, probably, goes and he describes the entire north of the country, all the way up from his territory, all the way across into modern Russia. And one of the groups he describes are called the Beormas. And he says they're like about 2 weeks travel from his territory all the way up through the Arctic, which puts them in the White Sea. So it's the Kola Peninsula is the most likely location into the White Sea.
Eivor, we cannot just go running around the city, poking and prodding and killing at will.
They nearly did me, Yor.
What?
These people send the Red Hand after her, ready to shed blood in your streets to keep
Oh yeah,
themselves
it is
secret.
Christmas. Yes.
They failed.
This is the letter that was sent to our home. The needle, the firebrand, the vault.
They belong to a group called the Order of Ancients. These are their assumed names. Our leads.
Listen to her, Yor. She has dealt with their kind before.
Corruption has seeped its way into Jorvik. But King Rici's hands are full.
Well, I like his outfit except for the... Actually, I don't even hate the fur pelt in this case because it is truly a pelt.
I do not want his counsel. All I have told you stays between the three
But
of
the
us.
rest of it is actually
But you
super
should
good.
introduce me to the king.
Also, he has no
We need to
beard.
align with him if we are to go
The
about
having
this
no...
freely.
or having a super scraggly beard, I should say, is kind of a problem, but most of his outfit's awesome. Hjord is good. Hjord is another good guy. Lyovina, what? Why do you look so suspicious, Lyovina?
This war, we should be scraping together every ounce of silver
Oh
to procure
boy.
food for our men.
Understood, dear Farafit, but we also have a responsibility to our townspeople. The Yuletide must go on.
Enough. The more you argue, the more my head hurts. Sure, I was not aware we had company, the likes of which I did not approve.
Okay.
King Ricie, I am Eivor of the Raven Clan.
Well, Eivor of the Raven Clan, as you can see, I'm in the middle of something. Cure, perhaps for lack of better judgment, deems it necessary that we interrupt. Why?
You have a problem in Jorvik.
Yes, I'm looking at it.
A problem that nearly got my friend killed. Juvina was attacked by the Red Hand. They raided her home, destroyed her property, and chased her through the streets.
Those bloody scoundrels again.
She survived, but the Red Hand has been a growing problem here of late.
And what is your stake in this? You some sort of wandering mercenary?
No. This is Sigurd Jarl's Drenger. Took our old camp by the river Nene, as I hear it. I
Indeed.
am Faravin, war chief to Halfdan Ragnarsson, And this well-fed wastrel is Audun, High Reef of Jorvik.
Hey, you actually pronounced the name correctly.
Like this before. They sit and wait.
I mean, modern Icelandic it's Audun, but Audun would be a reconstructed pronunciation. Even though the spelling said it's Audun.
What do you want?
Tell me what you know about the Red Hand, and I'll rid your city of them. You can go about your affairs.
They've been sticking their hands in coffers around the city, targeting nobles, merchants, and anyone else they can throttle.
And they are growing, as you said. I would rather not be worrying about them come Yuletide.
Yep, Peter, I was going to point that out as soon as we got the chance.
If we don't have the means to deal with the Red Hand, we should let Eivor.
Do what you can, but do it quietly. I do not want the public.
Yeah, about that. This is another AC1 knockoff, by the way. This should be Damascus. Everyone here should be cognate with Damascus, I believe.
I have spoken.
Where everyone in London was cognate to Aker. And that means we know roughly what's going on here.
Where? In a dragon's hoard?
Not a bad place to look.
Come, I'll take you back to Ljufina. She will know where to begin.
Hey, Farovit, where are you? Farovit, where did you go?
It went well enough. Rishier will stay out of my way. No one can argue the Red Hand must be dealt with. Speak a word of this to no one. Circle of trust must stay between the three of
Where did
us.
Farovit go? He just like despawned. Hello? Farovit? Farovit. Alright, he's gone. We'll see Farovit plenty, so I'm not too worried. We'll get plenty of chances to figure out what his deal is. Yes? Hello? I wish to sit.
You will
Fine.
forgive me for stepping away. I grow weary of those pissing comments.
Exactly, Neutrina.
My love, I am sorry for what happened. I should have been there.
Nonsense. You have your duties to fulfill. Besides, a few bandits is hardly something to worry over.
They did incapacitate you, Ljufina. Like, you did get knocked down when the stealth fucked up. So, none of that.
Once you catch the tail, you do not let go.
Old habits die with the struggle.
Jor has changed, softened.
So, we'll continue talking about Bjarnaland in a moment here.
It takes the Norse out of a Norse.
I'm happy for him. You've made something of yourselves here.
Perhaps.
You seem unhappy.
What do you have there?
Christian texts, the Gospels, Ecclesiastes, the Revelation of John. The Red Hand steals all they can find.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Now, but the Christians must still be allowed to worship as they see fit.
Seems the Red Hand disagrees.
That's a whole ass thing.
Alton is worried they will come for the archives next. Between this and all the uproar at the harbor, I would say we have some leads.
What does the Red Hand want with Christian texts?
An excellent question.
That is the question. Whatever it is, there is no length they will not go to retrieve them. They have even burned people alive who refuse to hand over what they demand.
Where is the largest collection of texts?
Doesn't this all sound familiar, chat?
But they haven't been so bold as to attack it yet. Alton keeps a close eye on the place.
I'll try my luck there. I went by the harbor when I first arrived. The Dogmaster looked wary when I asked about you.
That does not surprise me. He's been using Jorvik's money shortage to increase taxes, as if he's been ordered to by the council. Jor would never wrong the people like that, even if Rishier demanded it. The Dogmaster is a thief and a liar.
A man in need of a throttling. I'll have another look around the harbor.
Try the trade depot. It's where he's holding the merchants' wares.
I'll get started at once. No, I need you here. Listen to the voices in this hall. Look for any signs, changes in behavior.
There's part of it. Good, let's see if we
I
can...
would swallow a horse heart to join you, Eivor.
I know, old friend. Your loyalty is why I need you here. I'll return when I find something.
So, there's part of it. Hello, part of it. We zoom in on his neck. Is it visible yet? No. Not in this lighting, it isn't. Actually, this version of the model doesn't even have it. Oh, yes it does. You can see it right here. It's almost barely visible. We'll see if we can't get better lighting on it. But he's got an awfully weird, like, scarring pattern on his neck. It's fine. I'm sure it's all fine. Anyway, where are we going? I see more gear. Let's go in search of this more gear. Hey, Eivor has one state of being, and it is, I will stab anyone who hurts my friends. I have the tools by which to do it, and absolutely no fear. Oh, that's not helpful. So, I assume that this is supposed to be basically a reference to the Gavla goat? Like...
Where are these toy goats, child?
I keep them safe elsewhere. My sister and I made them, and they are the finest in the land. I'm not sure about being the finest, but I do love them, everyone.
If you have one in the likeness of Tangrisnir,
Tangrisnir being one of Thor's goats. No, actually, that's a different one, isn't it?
What about my goat?
Yeah, one of Thor's
Where
goats.
are you going?
There's another sacred goat around somewhere. Did I go the wrong way? Where did the child go? I completely lost track of the child. Where is the child? Yeah, I lost the child. That's awkward. There's the child. Ah, good. Stands and waits for us. Thank you. So, anyway, more about Bjarmaland. So, yeah, our best identification of where Bjarmaland is on the coast of the White Sea. So kind of on the back side between modern Finland and Russia.
This nice stranger
Oof.
bought our goats. I miss you, sis. Especially during Yule. I hope wherever you are, there are plenty of woolly, fluffy goats to keep you warm.
Oof.
Sister. This is your sister.
We made the goats together, but the cold took her last winter. I promised her I would continue selling our goats. She said they can bring warmth into the hearts of others. Here, it's yours. I hope it will keep you warm on your travels. Goodbye, nice stranger.
Oof. Just gonna stare at the dirt, please. Don't mind me. I'm staring. So yeah, I figured this is kind of a reference to the Gavla goat, our Swedish, gigantic wicker Swedish goat that gets burned down kind of every single year, or most years. It's gone a couple years without getting burned down. It's quite sad. That should be way the heck below us, right? No, this one's actually on the ground level. It's a miracle. Let's see where on ground level actually means. But anyway, more about Bjarmaland and that realm of existence. So, there are a bunch of cases in the King sagas and in the legendary sagas of Norse people going. I see. There's a key way the heck over there that I have to go get. Please. Thank you. Nailed it. The main trade appears to be fur, but it's not 100% always transparent as to what sorts of agriculture are going on there. Archaeology is really, really hard that far into the Arctic, so we just don't have a lot of archaeological material to supplement our written accounts. And unfortunately, most of our written accounts are dubious, because they're fortnighters from the 13th or 14th century. Uh-huh. Yes, quite. Yes, quite. Do you want to run this one by me? Details. A unique axe from continental Europe, also not from this century. This weapon was a gift from Louis the Younger to King Alla of Northumbria. Wait, Louis the Younger? Does it mean Louis the German? Or Louis the Pious? It's one of those two. Depends on whether it's Charlemagne's son or his grandson. So yeah, this is an early modern polearm. Right? Bardishes are a real thing. They're just not a real thing in the 9th century. We also got this one, didn't we? A deadly flail with a Northumbrian flare. The sleek weapon cuts through the air with nary a whisper. You say sleek. I am doubtful that that word means what you think it means. Anyway, where is that hole in the ground? Hello, hole in the ground. Before we get too excited with, you know, quests, we need to go find all the holes in the ground, because there is an assassin's bureau in the area. Is the Under even here? I haven't seen him yet in chat today. Nay, down. Oh, there you are. Hello. Hey, look, there's the Latin name, Eboracum. Oh yeah, so Niram, the weapon we had just picked up was Alla's Bardish. In that the weapon used by supposedly Alla, the imposter king of Northumbria, who got blood-eagled, according to Ragnar Saga. And the Thautar of Ragnarsonum. Says, oh yeah, that guy there, used a Bardiche given to him by Louis the... What year would that be? It would have to be Louis the German. It says Louis the Younger, but I'm going to assume that that actually means Louis the German. Yep. Yep. It was only I was shocked you all gave me this long. I was stunned you all gave me this long. And the Assassin's Bureau. We found it. This should only leave us with 2. One in which, Yep, so, hey, look at that. Londinium and Canula Dunum. Oh, Okay, there are keys around. Keys. Oh, there's a key up there, isn't there? Yeah. I'm glad they're so chill about the interloper. Just vibing around. Hidden One's robes. Oh yeah, my knees are absolutely, utterly trashed. Uh-huh. I see. So they just assassinated an emperor. Neat. Good job, assassins. You did a thing. I'm going to take your tungsten as price. Oh no. Oh no. By the way, this is what you have inflicted on me, chat. And let's see what the strong attack is. Strong attack combo. More strong attack combos. Okay, it's just the 3. Just 3 hits, and then the next one, the dash attack. Interesting move. Here we go. Oh yeah, by the way, do you think this building has been untouched since Roman times, with smoke coming out of the neighbor's chimney? What do you think? Has this building been untouched since Roman times? With its intact door and freshly thatched roof? So how the hell was that not discovered and raided into oblivion? Oh, where is the... Ah, there it is. Okay, I have a strategy. It might even work. Success. Uh-huh. Admittedly, in a rare chain of events, the obviously designed route for the tattoo is actually the direction I want to go. So... What? You all saw nothing. I don't know what you're on about. So anyway, we're heading over to the York Archives. Which are neat. There's a lot of books in there that do stuff. Mostly just kind of random stuff. And somewhere in here... Perfect. Nailed it. Great success. Also great success.
The archives. This must be where Arthur shuffles the council papers.
The second floor is still unstable. We'll retrieve the scrolls stored there when the arc is complete. Well, -1. Because didn't you know, we did also just like explode a thing there. Hey look, it's one of the rare cases where having a book of knowledge on a pedestal makes sense. Woohoo! Aren't we thrilled?
He's not here. I should look around.
We should look around.
Supplies. Not enough to arm and feed even the smallest army.
What are these doing in here? What are they doing there?
Reeds, timber, food, wine. An expensive list of items to procure.
Hey, Peter, that's being generous to, that's being generous to balsa wood. It's more like these logs are made out of, wet tissue paper. That explodes. Flash paper?
That is a
Flash
lot
paper.
of wine. Must be for the Yuletide feast.
That's a lot of wine. Oh yes,
Thank
our
you,
stock acid.
I will leave with these at once.
Of course. A4, isn't it? What brings you to our archives?
I've come to ask about these Christian texts. Juvina tells me the Red Hand is stealing them.
Indeed.
And destroying them. I fear they will attack these archives next. The abbess here has offered to bring the texts somewhere safe. She's been working diligently on this matter.
You flatter me, Lord. I only wish to help.
Abbess Ingeborg, this
Yes,
is Eivor,
quite.
our honored guest from the south. Eivor has offered to help rid Jorvik of the Red Hand.
How can I help?
An abbess does not strike me as a suitable choice.
So we're doing plot. We'll cycle back to Beyond Land after that because there is something cool. Namely that Hjor and Luvina together exist.
Like this Gospel of Matthew were created for more than just perusing. They are a gift. They spread the word of God, and it is that which must be preserved, whatsoever the cost.
I admire your
Regular one, actual theology. You know, the physical text is less important than the fact that the text is the word of God. That being said, the idea that it could be destroyed is kind of
Maybe
laughable.
someone is guiding them. What can you tell me? You know something else. That much is clear.
The abbess has her suspicions.
As much as it pains me to say, I suspect something foul at the rectory. I have heard whispering, collusion. The bishop. He has been sneaking around the rectory, often visiting the priests in the cover of night.
Time I pay these men of faith a visit.
Indeed. Hang on. I've got... Here, once again, we are struck by the fact that these... Gee whiz, these actually really suck as disguises for anyone involved here. Gee, I wonder if we can identify who two of them are. I wonder if we can identify who the third is. We are going to play this legit for the AC1 references, but
Look for the bishop there.
we can actually sequence break here. I think. I think we are allowed to sequence break. We are going to play it legit.
Yuletide feast to prepare for as well. Do drop by for the festivities, A4. Have a drink or two.
Good catch. Let's actually make a save here. Let's not delete my manual save too. That would make me feel bad. We'll make this, and then we'll do a remind me, it's number 7. We cannot sequence break. Aww. Let me sequence break. Dang it. Fine. Neat that I thought of that. Extremely suspicious that he doesn't have a reaction. Given that you can murder like any random civilian and the game will yell at you, it's not at all suspicious that they're saying you can't, that you can't even cause these guys to flinch. That's not a graceful way of forcing the thing. Oh hey, it's you. There is a Roman artifact there that I truly cannot be bothered to care about. You are the guy who's like... That one's just sad, we're not gonna do that. Exactly.
It cannot end like this.
It's perhaps better for you that it does end like that. I know, this arc would be so hilariously easy, but it's one of the cases where they're really, really clear. Like, they have become extremely clear that Eivor doesn't actually have access to the order screen.
Among the priests and bishops.
About this,
Where is everyone?
this is also
Have a look, Sunan.
indeed. This is also the case where they are attempting to make it clear. Ow. Smoky. All of my purple just got smoked. How rude of it. Ah, yes. Well, no thanks.
Several Christian texts. The abbess was right to cast suspicion the bishop's way.
He's a bishop. Wait, Eivor. Eivor. 2 plus 2 equals 4, yes? A high-ranking Christian having texts. Is that really that suspicious? Also, shoutouts to Roman architecture, because apparently, you know, they just use Roman houses in very weird shapes all the time. Haha! Yes, Tehednus. Each of the 3 cities in AC Valhalla are derived from the 3 cities in AC1. So London is essentially just Acre in terms of who the targets are. Jorvik is Damascus, and Winchester is Jerusalem.
Blood. There was a struggle here.
Yeah,
Ugh, stench. It looks like suture shit.
Eivor, the voice actors just botched that line, I think. Surtur. Trina, yeah. Let's just...
The charred letter beneath the body. He must have tried to hide it before he died.
And naturally, we'll be able to read it. Oh. Yes, quite. So the bishop was involved, but was not in charge.
Conflicted and killed him before he could say a word.
Gasp.
Confession.
Also, burnt leather.
The bishop played a part in destroying these texts against his own
one charred letter later.
The rest of the letter is burnt, but makes mention of the minster and the abbess. Is that where she's been keeping these texts?
Look around. Search every room. They're around here somewhere.
The red
Oh,
hand.
hey, a female.
Leave.
A female soldier. Oh, crap. Unlucky. Unlucky? None of you are prepared. This is unnecessary. That is unbelievable levels of unnecessary. Wait, you're an innocent. Sorry, innocents. You guys seem unoffended about the guy whose arrow I just put an arrow in the throat of. Yeah, that's fine.
Sent the red hand after me. I must be closing in. It's time I head to the minster. The abbess knows more than she's letting on.
Just a little bit. I'm glad it took you this long to figure it out, Eivor. Hey. What is way the heck below? Where is way the heck below? Is it in this? We shall see if it is in this house, because this house is very suspicious. If there is a path down. Otherwise, this house is just suspicious. Interesting. Well, there must be some way down to where those enemies are standing. We must go there later. Oh wait, those are the sewers. Duh. We obviously go there later. That's like the next mission. Hurtater. I'm smart. Anyway, actually... What? You're gonna get blenderized. Aw, that... Sorry, we actually want to swap these, so that the fancier, we're going to swap them so that the nicer one is my main weapon, so that it deals more damage per hit. And then we'll have the offhand be just the blenderizer. God, this is so such. What? Okay. Wild. What are these guys doing up here? What is happening? Ah. Not actually what I wanted. Apparently they're doing roof repair, yeah. Of some flavor. And they're really scared to see the idea that someone might come join them. Not sure why. Not sure why they are so scared. We didn't do anything, and they said we're starting to shout Flails. Which, by the way, Flails, if you're curious, is the second person plural imperative of the word for flee. So it's, you all run away, please. Which feels appropriate, I guess. I'm not sure what this music is, to be honest. Anyway, there was something I actually wanted to talk about instead of just laughing at this game. So, this game seems to make the argument that it would not be seen as exceptional. That a Norse person and a Bjarmian would marry. I'm not persuaded I actually agree with this take, due to one caveat. The Norse sources are very clear, and in fact, so are the, so is the Old English source, that the Bjarmians are not the Sami peoples. They're not Finns, they're not Sami, they are something else. Because they're something else, this makes it way more dubious. Oh, these guys are actually difficult. Well, that's awkward. Anyway, arrows aside, so the Bjarmians seem to be a much smaller population than most, or than the Sami or the Finns, and despite being traded with you know, no regularity, obviously, there is still something odd going on there, by saying that Hjor and Ljuvina would not be seen as in any way exceptional. Now, that being said, I also appreciate the idea that they're trying to get diversity in here, by having Norse people marrying not Norse people. And as far as it goes for the Sami, this is actually super duper well attested. Actually, our favorite Norwegian king, Haraldur Hárfagri, who we met at the beginning of the game, Harald Finehair. In fact, one of his wives, and he has several consorts throughout his reign, but one of them is called Snæfríður. Ow, rude. Unnecessary. I can't see shit. Hello? I didn't get the blender eyes. Shame. Well, that's fine. I should get pretty close. Ow. Well then, turns out this guy is actually frustrating. There's the blender. Yeah, Niram, I noticed that. You know, the one thing they'd be really good at is tangling the spear, and we're kind of getting wrecked. So here we go, into the main courtyard. Why we didn't just go down from the roof, I don't know, but don't worry about it. We wanted to do maximum murder since you all very kindly donated channel points for the sake of the flail. I wanted to show it off, and how dumb it is. Oh my god, it's so bad. Is there a way in somewhere, or are we gonna need to just shoot through a window? Can I get a way in, or are we gonna keep doing this? Please, game? Please? Well, yeah, near him. I would agree with that, except that look at these flails. These flails will wrap around literally everything, including your face. Especially your face, actually. They are a threat to everyone except the person who's targeted by them. Oh, well that's not good. Sorry, give me just a moment here. Nope. Stream manager. There. Thank you. Okay. That still doesn't give me a way in. Where is the bloody way in? Because this way's closed, right? This way's barred, yeah. Can't shoot across the way through the window there. There, I see a shiny. Is that shiny a door or is that shiny a target? No, that shiny appears to be a way in. Indeed, there is an open window there. Let's go. There's our conveniently open window. Hello.
What?
Go?
Just what do you think you're doing?
This is no place for you, priest. Go. Now.
Blasphemy! Stop this at once!
Something troubling you, Father?
Abbess, look. They are burning all of these passages.
Who could have predicted that she's evil? So she is the cognate to Ibn Jubayr?
What?
The vellum that burned before you are covered in lies. So long as they exist, you cannot hope to see the world the way it truly is.
Uh-huh.
Abbess.
Yeah, but at this point, remember,
we are God's children.
there's
All
no...
Do not renounce him like this. Please, I beg of you. You can still repent. God will forgive you. You know he will.
Your mind has been poisoned, but worry not. We have the antidote. We will set a new example to which all may aspire.
You're mad. You won't get away with this. I won't let you.
No one to tell. No one who will hear your cries. If you cannot bear to watch them burn, then you should burn with them.
Yep, pandemic safety, folks.
I want it all destroyed.
So, also has the same gimmick as Ibn Jubayr.
Piece of paper, everything. It is time to end this. Yes, Firebrand.
Has literally the same gimmick as Ibn Jubayr, in that, look at that, there are 3 of them.
The Abbess is the Firebrand. She'll kill kill whoever stands in her way. Time I get between her and her next victim.
Yay! There's 2 targets. Where's the third? There's the third. I know that this one is not it, but we need to find one. Basically, you know, one of the 3 is legit. Just need to figure out which one. What? Nate. Come on, give me the stealth attack. The firebrand question mark? No.
Not the firebrand.
And come on, give me the vision.
When every text is destroyed, it will mark the beginning of a new chapter, just as the firebrand says.
Uh-huh. And it's probably not this one. Yep.
Still not the firebrand, but I have you now.
Wait, what? Why is she... Where did she go? Oh, there. What the hell was that? Hey, I have a solution. It's called the blenderizer. One blenderizer later, we're fine. It's all fine. Woof. Hello? Thank you. Exactly. Maraxa, yes I did. Don't worry about it. Let's see if Odin is opposed to the idea of riding.
I've always had it. A longing to do something grand and important. That door was always shut to me. My methods deemed too severe. I was cast out, shunned, scorned.
How terrible. We have so much pity. Also, does not dress like an abbess.
Saw that it was
Like,
courage that
she
drove
dresses nothing like an early English abbess.
Courage
Just
changed
so we're
the
all
world
clear.
for the
Dresses...
They reopened that door.
And you used your chance to destroy a way of life you did not support.
We have seen time and time again what happens when people are left to
So this is actually church theology.
Knowledge must be controlled. Only then
Right,
can the
the-
message be widely understood.
Opposition of the Catholic
Today,
Church
where there
to
is but
the
one
creation
truth
of
for all
vernacular
souls.
gospels is not a matter of promulgation, right? It's not a matter of, oh, they don't want people to read it. What they don't want is for people to be interpreting it themselves, and that's one of the kind of problems that causes the Protestant
Cleansing of
schism.
yours ends here.
My work is incomplete. But not
So,
inconsequential.
right, this is a whole big deal. And it wasn't until very recently that they were finally like, yeah, sure, I guess people can interpret the Bible for
Why did
themselves.
you say that? What does it mean?
Now I go.
So, yeah, turns out,
And burns
in her
everyone
opposition to Christianity, winds up agreeing with the dominant church theology in the time period. Interesting
To
motivations.
Helheim, where colder and crueler fires await.
Ooh. So, yeah, the abbess thought this one through poorly. Right, because in this case, it's not... The thing she said, unlike, you know, Ibn Jubayr in AC1, the point she said was not, oh, hey, look, oh, come on. Freaking...
I should return to Ljuvina. She'll want to know about Abbess Ingeborg's involvement.
So yeah, her statement was not, oh yes, the teachings are all lies. In order to promote the true way of rational atheism, we must destroy all the texts. It was instead, hey look, they aren't allowed to interpret these, they shouldn't be allowed to interpret these texts, because they don't know what they're doing. Right, because at this time period, apparently, within the lore of the game, TM, the Order of the Ancients still hasn't adopted rational atheism. A good chunk of them are think that the early English gods, or the Norse gods, or whatever, are actually gods, and that we should be emulating them, and we should be worshipping them. And it's just Christianity bad, not belief in the existence of gods bad. It isn't until sometime, by the 12th century this has changed, so sometime in the next 300 years, this is gonna change. But, yeah, at the time, thus far, we are still very much looking at it in terms of religion is still fine, just not this religion. In which case, the abbess's motivations become completely nonsensical because she's just parroting a better written character. Not a good character, but a better one. Yeah, while I meme about that a lot, what it actually seems to be is that the translations that appear on screen are not, well, actually no, she absolutely can read Latin, because she read the letter, and the letter to the bishop was presumably not written in Old Norse. But so presumably she's trilingual, right? Presumably it's Old English, Old Norse, Latin. And then all the Ogham stuff is the Animus doing some heavy lifting to make it intelligible for the reader, right? Because she just says, who is they? Like, someone has had a trial for me for all of the Treasures of Britain. And it isn't until later that this happens. So, right, they actually do put in the barest minimum to justify it. It still is dumb.
The firebrand's flame burns no longer. It was Jorvik's abbess.
It's not a good answer, Peter. You're correct. It is an answer, but it's not.
Does the orders reach normal bounds?
None. And it is often those we least expect who carry out the
Yeah,
ambitions.
Nitrina, in terms of actual writing, 9th century Latin and 2nd century, or I guess it would be 4th century Latin, don't actually read that different. It's mostly the manuscript hands have changed, in that a 9th century hand is way more legible, because it's either insular uncial or Carolingian minuscule, and it's great. Hey, you can actually see the marking on his neck there.
Your setter spies are on the ground.
Under the ground. Only one of them has returned.
You can see it around the back of his neck, that little thingy, in this shot. That marking indicates an Isu sage.
I will be with you shortly.
Darby McDevitt has confirmed that that marking means an Isu sage.
2 more left to hunt.
The disputes coming out of the docks lately have been deafening. Head there and dig around. Something is bound to turn up.
Yep, Harald Arfari has one. Halfdanr Ragnarsson has one. Sigurd has one. Eivor is supposed to have one, but doesn't. Who else has one? There are a few other people that have been identified with them already. Svala had one, but we never checked because we weren't paying attention. But anyway, I am noticing we are getting increasing amounts of lag on my end, so we are going to actually level up. Strong. Huzzah. And we're going to quick restart the game, which means it is ad break time. If you have been enjoying this, do consider subscribing and following to make sure that we're getting notified all the time. Yeah, otherwise we'll see an ad and be back in just a minute. Whee! Okay. Amazing. One one ad for the new Vikings TV show, I assume? And then another ad for Twix, which is, yeah, you are correct. Probably about as period accurate. Okay. Yep, uh-huh. I'm glad that they put in the effort to, actually identify who they are. Right, you know how unbelievably lazy it's gotta be for them to go, ah yes, let us go forth and create all of these Isu people, and then we'll have one of them be just a random person that Eivor kills in supplemental material. That is not part of the game, because we are too lazy to make it part of the game. Also, yeah, I kind of guessed that Rig was going to be Sage because we almost have all the pieces, I think. We'll want to try and locate the rest of them. Is that one of them? That's probably one of them. We should go back to the Minster and make sure that that's one of them. And then we can always warp over to the... We can always warp over to the church in order to... or, sorry, to the not church. Let me be technically accurate here. We can warp to the not church in order to say what the heck is actually going on. Hey, they cleaned up the fire. Completely. Wait, hang on a minute. They didn't clean up the corpse of the guy who got burned, but they cleaned up every scrap of the fire. Very cool of them. Maraxa, we have not done... We are going to do the anomaly for the region when we do Jorvik Shira, which is different than Jorvik. It is deeply confusing. But yes, we are going to do all 10 anomalies, and I think we may even do all 10 anomalies before we finish the game. No, that's just a treasure hoard. Boo! No Rigsur pages. Well, the Rigsur frustrates me, just because... why am I doing that? I want to actually go here and... Boo. Anyway. Right, the Rigsur is incredibly unsubtle and also is written not at all like a saga. Right, they claim to have read the sagas and tried really hard to emulate the style in the gameplay, but you know, we can actually take a look at the... Hello? Neat, one of my buttons has stopped working? Okay, good. It started working again. That was scary. Do I not have any of them? Hang on. What are they? I know we've got some. There they are. Where is page 1? Page 1. Right, there was once named Rerelhon Eklept. Oh, wow. That is a 19th century translation if I've ever heard it. Who uses Eklept for Katlav? It's just Katlav. Named. Rig, Slippery Wisdom. Wait. That's a terrible name. Right, this is, he was the son of Reidar Rígsson, also called, Reidar Frodi. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Those are terrible, terrible epithets. Also, before Harald came to rule, hang on. Along links to Trøndelag and the Fylkefrota, they are part of the last petty kingdoms before Harald. So this is written shortly after, at the very most, shortly after Haraldur Hárfagri comes to rule. This game takes place shortly after Haraldur Hárfagri comes to rule, and also, Rig dies in this saga as an old man. So this is actually following saga style for 13th century texts. In the 9th century. At the time period that this is supposed to take place. Yeah, so, look. I've drunk the mead of Odin and I've sat the great tale with all the ice and the swells of glory. Yeah, so... Dead giveaway here, you think? Wait, what? Uh-huh. Hey, look, and also, Rig gets a horn. Peter, yeah, that is a part of the saga that exists, and I am confused. So... Right, we're being incredibly unsubtle that this is Heimdall. Because, what is Heimdallr known for? Well, the Gjallarhorn. Also, in the text Rigsthula, which is a poem probably from the 11th century, that describes the origins of the social classes of Scandinavia. The origins of the Thræklir, the origins of the Katlir, and the origins of the Jarl. Or, so, slaves, freemen, and lords. The prose introduction to that explicitly says that Rigur, the main character of this, is Heimdallr in disguise. Subtlety. Also, yeah, he has a skull that talks to him, which is definitely just Heimdallr's voice in his head. Nitrina, there you go. They hid inside a beach whale carcass with several warriors and remained there for 10 nights. Yeah! No. So Just so much, so much. No subtlety has been found in this video game thus far.
Jorvik's trade depot. This must be where the merchants' wares are being kept.
Can I talk with you? Let me talk.
The
Thank you.
Dogmaster. I do not see him. Is he here?
Keep working. You have no business here.
That's not true. I have
He has
lots
a
of
loud
business here.
mouth. Usually stands right around here, yawping. Hard to miss.
Fuck off.
There must be another way in.
I mean, yeah, we've already cleared the place. Right, we already walked up into the wide open roof. The wide open roof.
The depot is well guarded by the Red Hand. The Order has a stake in these docks.
Ah, yes. This famously well-guarded place.
Seems like the complaints by the merchants never reached the council.
Ah, yes. So well-guarded. Just like... Wait, what is the... What is... That kitty? So this game has clearly never had anything that looks... I feel bad. Can I pet the kitty instead? Please? Please, can I pet the kitty? If I ask nicely, can I pet the kitty instead? Aww. I tried, guys. I tried. So, yeah. Wild animals in this game are universally done in the stupidest possible way.
Seized exotic wares. These are worth plenty.
So...
Something that could be on the Red Hand's agenda.
Firstly...
Accumulating wealth.
To the best of my knowledge, lynx were already extinct in England at this time, though I could be wrong. And I would be happy to be wrong on that because lynx are good.
The sting of a needle. I'm on his trail. So the Dogmaster seizes cargo and resells it through merchants in the marketplace. The ones involved wear black cloths. I may be able to get their attention by showing some silver around the marketplace.
Anyway, let me try and formulate this thought. They make lynx out to be blindly aggressive. Also big enough to be a threat, which, if you've ever seen a lynx in the wild, they're very tall, but they're not very big. Right? They have very big paws relative to their size, and they have very long legs relative to their size. But their actual body size and weight is not very much. It's like they're only, I don't know, like half again as big as a regular cat. So they're really just not that...
Flash some silver to the merchants. That should get their attention.
They're just not that scary.
There was trouble at the depot earlier.
Wow.
What do you mean, trouble?
News spreads
Don't know
fast.
for sure, but the Needle is calling for more protection. Meet me here at nightfall. We will go see him together.
Wow. News moves fast, guys. Also that chicken. Well, that's not...
I hear this marketplace sees its fair share of silver
Anyway.
pass through.
So yeah, wild animals in this game are a mess. I think that's the long and short of it. Right, we saw the boar earlier.
Sorry. Who are you?
Someone who wants to do business with Grigory.
I don't know your face, and I've said too much already. Please, go.
Did I hear you talking about silver?
I'm looking to spend a large sum, not fork it over to some street beggar.
Oi! I'm no beggar, you dolt. I'm with the big dogs.
You mean the Needle?
You have something he wants. If you truly want to make a trade, head to the statue near the east gate.
I shall. Watch yourself around here, young one.
Oh, me? Ha! Please. I've a bigger sword than a lot of them.
Fair enough. Don't know who taught you language, but fair.
Sorry I was late. The lady. You know how it is.
Just hurry, will you? We have rounds to make.
If I follow them, they should lead me to the needle.
Indeed. He also has a key on him. So, I'm not sure what you mean hidden around the statue, given that it appears to be, as far as I can tell, hidden on the guy. Sneaky, sneaky. You know, my two flails make it very easy for me to be stealthy. Ow.
They will attack on sight here. This is the statue the child talked about. Now to find the hidden key. Found the key.
Hey,
Now
it's a
to
different...
locate the hideout.
It's a different entrance. Would you look at that? They have 2 copies of the key. How very sweet of them.
Empty carts and a black cloth marking the house. This is the place.
Nope, don't need to do that.
Hiding
Ah, we're fine.
Matt's needle. Fitting.
We're fine. Nailed it. If the door could close, I would appreciate it. No? Fine. If Eivor could go down, I would appreciate it more. Hi, Eivor. Wow, that was unbelievably difficult. Ladders are Eivor's greatest nemesis. It is known. I know that, like, I actually had like a vaguely competent game design on a thing that is supposed to be vaguely freeform. But man, I do miss how comparatively successfully freeform the early Assassin's Creed games were compared to this. Because, right,
Some still in their crates. Has this all been seized as well?
an odd thing, that's kind of a consequence of all of this, and there is a lot of all of this, here.
They're melting the silver into bars and coins. What do they plan on doing with it?
Is one of the main designs of open world material is supposedly the ability to... God damn it. How did you see me? Nailed it. We are perfect. No. Not even a little bit hard. There are more guys around here though, I think. Somewhere, somehow. There's some amount of stuff. Oh, we're switching it out. Okay, the most egregious hammer. So our options are this one. Or this one. Or this one. Which one do you want, Niram? Those are our hammer choices. That one. Sounds good. By the way, I would like to point out that they decided that swords and axes played too similarly for them to actually do anything with. I would just like to point that out. Also, in this game, before we get back to our design talk, because actual design talk is a thing that exists, they decided that swords and axes played 100 swords and 100 axes were too similar, and so they're fine and aren't going to
It's being minted into coins.
right, they're not actually going to include 100 swords, but 100 axes and hammers play differently enough that it's fine. I'm confused. Well, and Niram, we are going to play Hellish Court at some point. I just want to do some research into dueling culture before that. Hey, look, it's Gregory. Who could have predicted that he is also a member of the Order of the Ancients?
You don't belong down here.
We ran a clean dock in Jorvik. I believe those were your words. And yet here I find you swimming in silver from all the wares you seized. Are you the Needle, or just another of his pawns?
You have it all wrong. The fabric of this world
Uh-huh.
has been used up. Torn,
Yes.
shredded, you see.
You say.
Someone must be there to
Gee, I wonder if he's the Needle.
Someone with a firm yet steady hand who can thread the needle. Someone like me.
You're a shit poet, but at least my question is answered.
Yes, well, we all have our weaknesses. Yours appears to be the iron between us.
Think your men are going to stop me?
I would not undermine them so. The Red Hand are loyal to our cause, which is more than I can say for the merchants. Make it quick. Meet me in the marketplace when you are done.
Yup.
You know you
Ow. Wow. Fair play. Stomp. For lethal. Lethal damage. Oh god, that's gonna hurt like hell. It is now super on fire. Ow. You know, I don't really care enough to fight any of these guys, so let's just...
That damned backrat slipped through my fingers. I'll finish this in Coppergate Market.
Confront the Needle at Coppergate Market. No thanks.
I am well versed in the spouting excuses of bottom feeders like you. Come, come, walk with me. It is good to walk.
Yeah. Yeah, we could have used a bow.
Take in the air.
Or a spear. Or anything else, but we had a flail and a hammer equipped, and those did have problems.
Think you'd mind? It was just a few coins.
I understand.
Anyway, but yeah, like the idea of an open world game is that you're able to approach things as you want, in what order you want, and go anywhere, do anything, build your character how you wanted to, all over this beautiful place.
Oh dear God. Merchants of Jorvik, I promised you a future rife.
And instead, we're really left with extremely restrictive options where the only thing they can think to do is...
Loyalty!
Do you manage to, build one thing, or do you manage to sneak up on the guys that are running away? Or do they not? And AC1 still has that problem, let's be clear. AC1 still absolutely has that problem. But right, there's no planning here. I didn't get to actually think about this at all. We just walked out the door, watched the cutscene, and we're already on top of him. Right.
It's funny. As a child, I thought of snow as the tears.
And so it's weird. It almost feels like AC has gotten more restrictive, though AC1 still has this problem to some extent. And honestly, I think AC2, right, while the levels are kind of restrictive, once you get into the assassination sequence, there's a lot of ways where you can go about it, and you're encouraged to use your tools in order to get close to the target.
A warm bed.
That's cool.
For the first time,
but
someone extended
even as it's become more open world, the assassination ability hasn't become more open world.
And it was then,
except for the random guys that no one cares about. Those guys can be whoever you want, wherever you want.
When God was not.
So you served the Vault, knowing full well what he was a part of.
The Order made our paths intersect.
Yeah.
I owe them a debt, and I repaid it by saving this city from
It's
its own
weird.
destruction.
That's the great potential of Assassin's Creed games, right? Is you can balance narrative and player creativity, so they can go about it how they want. Can use whatever tools they have at their disposal. But we have not been given any interesting tools here in order to actually explore the area, or to navigate the world, or to gather information. We're just doing static, limited quest lines.
Not for long. Where you have gone, there'll be more tears waiting for you.
Yeah, he was stabbing too high up, wasn't he? If he was a little bit lower, it would just be into the stomach twice, which is fine. Right. We've got one fairly crappy climb mechanic. We've got one fairly crappy stealth mechanic. Actually, one extremely crappy stealth mechanic. And that's all we've got. That's all the resources we have at our disposal, besides doing a very traditional boarding form of violence. Right? Because blenderizing someone versus stabbing them with your sword is not meaningfully different. That's not actually a different style of play, that's just doing the same thing with a different animation. Versus if you think like AC2, there is actually a meaningful difference when using your crossbow or your gun, or all-out fistfights, or trying to be stealthy and use disguises, that do meaningful differences. I don't know. I feel like Hitman does the assassin half of Assassin's Creed way better than Assassin's Creed does.
What news do you bring? The needle will never sting again.
Well done, Eivor. Who was hiding behind the name?
My love, there has been an attack at the markets.
Yes, yes there has been.
Grigory is dead.
The needle sold off the wares he seized.
Oh good, and we announced it, therefore we did not do a murder.
He had no such authority. Why would anyone believe him?
The council seal. That rat.
I don't know where we picked that up, to be honest.
Able to obtain this is concerning.
Is it really?
Return and prepare for the Yuletide feast, but I will do so with a bent ear and a keen eye. Be safe.
So anyway, I think I was saying something about like Hjor and Ljuvina's marriage. As I said, like Bjargin specifically is weird, though Bjargins are attested to have moved to Norway in the 13th century in the reign of Haakon Haakonsson, or Haakon the Fourth.
Faravit, Odin, and
Hjor. The 4 members of the council.
We should search their offices
And,
now, while they're occupied with the Yuletide feast.
So it's not impossible that this happens, right? We're in the realm of historical plausibility. But, as I mentioned, one of Haraldur Hairfair's, or Haraldur Finehair's, sorry, wives was the, daughter of the King of Finland, Snæfríður. Snowpiece, literally, as her Norse name. And so the idea of marrying into the Sami peoples, also in Ketil Saga Hangs, which is a legendary saga, so historically dubious, but still, Ketil's first lover is from Lapland, and is Sami, and they seem to genuinely be in love. So, yay. So, there's definitely a lot.
What Jorvik needs for the Yuletide feast.
We're within the realm of historical plausibility, and it's really cool that they're emphasizing that by making a Bjarnian a really prominent character, even if they treat her as Sami, when she's probably not. Right, she's a stand-in for the entire Fenno-Sami populations. Probably not. But we do know that the Bjarmian's native language must have been Fenno-Ugric.
Similar to the one I found in the
But the specific thing there is a bit of a question.
I don't think someone could have stolen it.
Let's keep searching.
So it's neat. Ljuvina is good. She is historically cool.
Looks as though it's been moved here.
That's Hjor's desk.
It is loaded with silver.
Indeed. And now they're trying to make us think that Hjord is actually...
Hjor's desk used to be against the other wall.
So why the change?
So.
A hidden entrance. Where does this lead?
Gee.
Got the door.
I wonder if we can hey. The game is apparently now trying to make us think that Hjord might be...
There was wine here. Whoever moved it did so in a hurry. A load of wine was removed from here, and the room smells of almonds.
Oh wait, hang on. Almonds.
It's likely the wine for the Yuletide feast.
Odd.
Do you think one of the council means to kill someone?
Looks that way.
It is not him. Not my Hjord. He would never do this.
Keep your focus. Once we have all the facts, then we can worry about Hjord. Right now we need to get to the Yuletide feast. The people are in danger.
You're right.
Exactly.
The Roman amphitheater. Let us go.
The thing that struck me as more odd, though, is... I'm not sure whether Eivor would actually know what almonds smell like. Mundler... I mean, there is from the Islamic world, right? They're grown in North Africa, dominantly in this time period, and... Well, I can think of, like, hazelnuts attested in Norse food. I can't really think of any cases where I know of any almonds being mentioned in the entire, like, Norse literary material.
No, and there's still time.
The entire council is here.
Right, because, yeah, the poison is clearly supposed to be cyanide.
For the wine. I'll speak to each of the council members, see if I can trap them in a lie.
Even Hjord?
Even Hjord. If he is the Vault, I'll not allow him to kill all these people. Ljuvina.
I heard you. Just grant me one thing. Confer with me before you make your move.
I will.
So, but we've not seen any almonds in any of the, you know, all of our random fruit and random fresh vegetables that exist, despite it being dead of winter in Norway. And, question mark seasons in Ravensthorpe. Almonds aren't one of those.
Faravit. A word, if I may.
Ah, Drenger. If it's to join arms with me, the answer is yes. We can use someone like you against the Picts.
I may be courted, but I am selective with whom I join. Are you a drinker?
Ha! If that is a challenge, I am up for it.
Very well. I'll return with some wine.
Wine? Come now, we will do this over ale. That will give us a good measure of who can better fight its lure.
Thank you, Farvid. So, Farvid doesn't want to drink the wine because he thinks ale is superior.
Audun has outdone himself.
He has indeed.
Audun. Seems
Exactly,
you have found
Nero.
the funds to go ahead with the feast after all. You must be elated.
Snuggy, I'd be curious how you're getting trade with the Ottoman Empire in 874.
Better turn out. Soon the feast will begin, and these people will be given everything they deserve.
We should honor you. I'll fetch you some wine.
No, I mustn't indulge. The wine is for the people of Jorvik. But when it arrives, do help yourself.
Well, exactly what they deserve. What they deserve involves him very carefully not drinking the wine. Well, I think our work here is done. Yeah, but yeah. So, Snuggy, the Ottoman Empire doesn't emerge as an entity until the late 1300s and doesn't achieve prominence until the mid 1400s, so we're about like 500 years off from them. In this time period, it will be the Abbasid Caliphate, would be the dominant force in the Islamic world. Who are extremely cool, just to be clear. The Abbasids are amazing in every way. But yeah, that would, and we know, we know that there was trade going on up the rivers through there. Ibn Fadlan was doing a diplomatic mission up the Volga River from the Abbasid Caliphate, and he's our best description of a Viking Age Germanic funeral. So, you know, it is plausible that there are trade, including trade of almonds. I just don't know of any attestations of it.
I need your help.
Much less Eivor being familiar enough with it to be able to identify that as poison.
What? Why?
I need a
It's
distraction.
very much a modern
Keep
thing.
your eyes off of me. The wine should arrive soon. Drink 3 full cups, then make a scene.
I can't be seen doing that. You'll have to find another way.
Just do it.
Okay, and Hjord doesn't want to drink the wine because he thinks it would be embarrassing. What about Rishia? What about you, jackass? Come on.
Come to join the feast, have you?
I have some bad news. The wine for the feast has spoiled.
Of course it has. Why would I expect differently? I'll have my men dump it. There may be more wine in my private stores. I'll send a man to retrieve it. Is there anything else?
That is all. Enjoy the feast.
Okay.
I shall try.
We can extremely confidently remove Rishia, because he was like, yeah, I'll just get rid of the wine. Hjord thinks it's an embarrassment. Farahud prefers drinking ale, and Ivan has been incredibly suspicious. Yeah, Dag is super dead.
Eivor, have you uncovered who the
Yes. Yes, we have.
I believe I have. Each of the council members has given me reason to suspect them. Some more than others.
Who is it you suspect?
Audun was the one pushing for the feast from the start. He planned
Also,
it, which
you
means
know,
he would have
worked
access
with
to
the
wine.
abbess
And he
at
was
the very
helping
beginning.
Abbess
There we go.
Ingeborg collect Christian texts. She turned out to be the firebrand.
Yes. Yes, you're right. And the wine?
Of all the councilmen, he knew the wine had not yet arrived. When I offered some, he flat out refused, insisting it be saved for the guests. For these reasons, I think Audun is the vault.
Huzzah. And now we don't get to do anything about it. This choice did not matter. We could have said whoever it is.
I would like to introduce our honored guests. Here with me are some of Jorvik's most revered lords. Men and women who have kept Jorvik trudging through these harsh times.
So remember, this guy is also a knockoff of a better written and still terrible character.
We honor as well the nobles to whom we are all so
The wine.
indebted.
Aldon is the vault.
Too late for them. We must not miss our chance.
Join me now in celebrating their successes and yours. To everything you deserve and to more.
A whole bunch of guys.
And now, deafened and blinded by lust for indulgence, your foolish pride, I will tell you just what nobility is. A death sentence.
Woo!
The world of order is upon us. A pity none of you will live to see it.
Get the councilmen to safety. I will handle Aldon. Go.
Protect the king.
Oh good, we got him. One shot. Took literally an arrow. Eivor? Straight lines. Straight lines are hard, apparently. Well then. Ow. God damn it. Interesting. That was odd. That was odd on several levels. The very slight terrain here seems to be screwing everything up. The extremely slight terrain is enough to screw everything up.
No use running.
Nailed it. And that should be a kill. Nice.
Meet your fate.
Wait, what? Oh, are you an ally? Or was this just being dumb? I can't tell. I can't tell what the heck is going on here. Oh, you are an ally. Okay. Maybe? No, they're enemies. What the heck? Anyway, so
What did you hope to gain with all
this is a good question.
What riches are worth so much misery and the deaths of honorable men and women?
Only a feeble mind would call them honorable. They
Also, look at all this Roman stuff.
sedentary, complacent.
Why this is all there,
They
I don't
wasted
know.
their resources. I secured our power through wealth.
Uh-huh.
I contributed.
I guess, like, Roman statues are valuable, question mark? Despite them being literally everywhere in this game in vast quantities?
People, merchants and priests.
Right,
and
he's
nobles
just a
alike.
Romaboo.
A4, you are wrong. Held back by your primitive cosmology.
Oh, he's an enlightened atheist. I see.
9 worlds in the tree.
I see. Yes.
9
He understands galactic
house of
theory.
worlds.
Like his brain,
And
it is
as
just
many
expanded.
sons.
9 nights I hung in the tree, sacrificing myself to myself.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes, you did.
wise ones seek wisdom.
Countless spheres awaiting our gift, our enlightenment.
I live in one world only.
Quite.
You live in none.
Yeah, that is technically accurate. Dead people... Though, no...
Where did they go?
Big old question marks going on here. Just all over the place here. So much confusion. cosmology has gotten very confused.
Aid me. Be my eyes.
Oy vey. So yeah, I have no idea what the Order's beliefs are here. Right? I genuinely have no idea what the point is, what their goals are, what on earth is happening with any of that. Compare that, you know, Abu Nakod is his cognate. And he specifically holds a grudge against these people because they ostracized him, because he was ill, and then castrated, and then has a skin disorder, and so is therefore a taboo person, and has a specific grudge. He's a bunch of Orientalist tropes that are all bad, but ultimately, where this guy is just randomly feels like, oh yeah, nobility bad, poof. Abu Nakod actually had a motivation that made sense within the character.
All right. We're fine. Faravid and his cars escorted King Rishi back to the royal hall.
So
let's regroup there.
I'm confused. On a narrative level, I'm confused. On a historical level, I'm confused. On a fictional entity that does random crap of the Order of the Ancients, I am still confused because they don't seem to have decided what reality they're actually trying to teach people. Right, the Zealots seem to think it's by and large the what's their faces? Are the pagan gods are actually real and should be worshipped and good. Oivan seems to suggest, oh no, we are just one world out of millions, don't worry about it. Other members seem to be progressing towards enlightened atheism. And then also there's the Jotunheim arc.
Calm, Lord Rishi. Audun is dead.
That doesn't calm me. I wanted to rip the bastard's spine out myself.
That's fair.
You want to calm me? Start talking.
Audun aligned himself to a secret group that was
also, yeah, Folke is a Gnostic.
He had help from two others, Grigory the Dockmaster and Ingeborg the Abbess.
And you, Eivor? You were after these conspirators from the moment you arrived?
The first arc and the last arc of the game take place in Norway. There is no mention of Sweden or Denmark in the levels of this game.
Much like the worms of a spoiled apple, they would have eaten Jorvik from the inside out if we let them.
But you stopped that from happening.
So we, due to Harald Finehair, who is a semi-historical figure, who was the first king of a unified Norway according to the sagas. After he claimed control to our land, and our foster father agreed to that, we were like, nah, screw this, and bailed to England.
It has a nice sound to it. You honor me, Lord.
You have earned it.
Thank you, Risha.
And if I may, a hoard of silver is left unaccounted for in the grottos beneath these streets.
That's right. Silver the Dockmaster was collecting.
Yep.
What do you propose
we only stole some of it. I'm pretty sure this choice also doesn't matter.
Without resources, Halfdan's army will perish against the Picts. I say we fund the war. Give Halfdan's men what they need to turn the tide. Future Danes...
We'll revisit this in not very long.
You will hear no argument from me.
Then it will be done. You will see that your army gets
we'll come back to this in a few weeks.
Help me secure this hoard.
Because oh boy, the Picts. Ha 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 ha. You'll see why.
We have a saying in Bjarnia. Only the dead get to complain.
Yeah, we know nothing about Bjarnian culture.
I could muster a few complaints about the king and the treasury.
Liovina, we know literally nothing about Bjarnian culture. You just made that up.
We did. It may be we were the recipe to keep Norway from Harald all along.
We still can be.
No. Norway is behind me now, and the rest of England ahead. That said, I must be going.
Wait.
Oh yeah, we get another arm ring. Thank you. We should wear all these at some point, Eivor.
Should you ever need us, we will come.
One last thing. The silver on your desk, Yor. It planted a seed of doubt in my mind, so I must know. What is it for?
I suppose I can forgo the element of surprise. I hired a silversmith to craft a love token for Lufina. A Yuletide gift.
You sneak.
Aw,
I would
adorable.
say leave before you shame the throne.
Until our paths cross again, old friend.
In this world or the next.
Yeah, Eivor, you just said you live in one world, and then you just said that there's a next world, in which presumably you will live, as in afterlife. So which is it, Eivor?
Best tell her the good news.
And Raptorus, just the Picts need their own explanation, but genuinely trust us. The Picts are a hot mess. Absolutely catastrophically a mess. Oh yeah, let's go to the Multangular Tower and get our last piece of gear here, because that is a thing that still exists that we should go to. They're at war with them because they are invading south of Hadrian's Wall, and therefore getting mad in, or they're kind of attacking Halfdan's territory. So they're running an invasion, or raids? It's unclear what the actual scope of it is. It's somewhere between seasonal raids and a full invasion, and Halfdan is trying to squish them. Niram, I have no memory of whether it is good gear or not. We'll find out. But it doesn't mean we gotta go to the Multangular Tower. As the game starts chugging a little bit. I wonder why this game is so poorly optimized. Right, this game is actually incredibly badly optimized. Because after about 2 hours it starts chugging, apropos of nothing. Even though my computer is plenty strong enough to play on the settings we are at. Anyway, so this is the Multangular Tower.
Guide me.
It is originally Roman, though then has a medieval section built up on top of it. The medieval section in the game does not exist yet, and it is correctly partially buried. This is a really famous spot in York. So, one of those places where they're actually putting it together reasonably. Anyway, by the way, bandits. Actually, these guys might still be the red... What was their name? The freaking Red Hand or whatever? I don't care, because they're all bad and dumb. Ah, damn it. Just gonna sit there and wait and see what we've got, right? Right. Now, what is the point of all of these technically oil, I guess, barrels? Gunpowder barrels? When there is actually nothing here that needs it. I mean, it doesn't actually matter, because if there is something here that needs it, we'll just blast it ourselves, but... meh. Alright, see you, Leander. Why are you guys not... Oh god, that was not what I wanted to do. Ah, damn it. That's fine. We have the power. We have the power. Yeah, so you know what I just said about the multi-angular tower existing? All the rest of this obviously does not. Cause, duh. Ah yes. Snap. Snap. I guess that's arguably some adrenaline? I don't know. Alright, there's supposed to be like a puzzle where you figure out how to get over here to lob the thing up, or you do that. Ta-da! We're so good at the video game, guys. Speaking of which, nope, not that one. We're so good at the video game. Yeah, the only snake in this video game are adders. They don't know that other snakes exist in England. Oh. Well, that's awkward. We're gonna have to do this the intended way. I'm uncertain on how to feel about this. And thank you, Mordad, so much for the follow here. We're getting close to the end of the stream, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, adders are the only venomous— oh, crap. Well, fine. Because God forbid A4 parkour the direction I wanted. Nope. That was obviously what I wanted to do, A4. Jesus. So, anyway, as we're doing this puzzle, I just want to let you guys know what the plan is coming up here. So, I'm going to be skipping the next 2 story arcs of AC Valhalla. What? Everyone just saw that break on air, right? Yeah. Anyway, yes, in the About section there's a link to the Discord. You should come hang out, because we've got whole sections for historical nonsense and nonsensical history. Because we all love just some really garbage takes on the past. Anyway. So, coming up, we are going to be skipping Lincolnshire and Essex on the grounds that they are dumb. Which they are. They're both a complete waste of time, and so we're not going to worry about them. And instead, we're going to try and jump straight over to Sussex for next week's stream. I do AC Valhalla basically every Saturday, because we're only doing one long game at a time, and this is the current long game. My hope is to finish up before Neo Replicant comes out, because Neo Replicant is just going to be a fun time. Also, has historical nonsense in that every boss, if you did not know, every boss is named after a a Brothers Grimm fairy story. So, pretty deep folkloric stuff going on there in a plot that starts with a joke ending from a previous game wherein a dragon crashes into Tokyo and impales itself. So yeah, I want to be done before then.
This area is off limits.
But we're going to jump ahead to kind of the next main actual story mission in Sussex. But I will kind of save any world events or side stories I think are useful. Just for the sake of having interesting little bits of history to talk about. But I also stream on Wednesday evenings, so we got that to look forward to, and I think my hope, plan, goal, something for that. Where's my way out? This is my way out. I think we're going to do Hades on Wednesday again, just to do one more to unlock the aspects. See if we can't actually unlock one of the fancy bonus aspects. Because in Hades, each of the weapons has 3 Greek aspects and then 1 not Greek aspect. So we'll look up what those are so we can talk about those and why they might be doing that. So yeah, that's going to be Wednesday's plan for real this time. I won't come up with other games to distract me. But this is pretty much wraps up this stream because there's not a lot here to actually be doing. Or nothing else left to be doing around here in Jorvik, so let's head back to... Unless there's something... I think that's just a flighting here. Yeah. Yeah, the spear is the first one to unlock, but I'll look up what the rest of them are. So that way, you know, that's... Since that is a relevant thing. Let's see. Where else can we go? Doncaster, we could. I want to see if there's something else we can do, because we've only been going for a little over 3 hours, which is not all that long, actually. So, I want to see what else we've got around here that might be viable to do. I don't think there's a whole lot, actually. I think we've pretty much done this. Oh, and by the way, we figured out this one's actually probably totally fake. This chalk drawing snake is probably made up for the game. It's not an actual historical one. Which is neat, I guess. Yeah, looks like we are pretty well done. We're gonna have some fun times. Because yeah, we're gonna skip here. And we're gonna skip here. Which means we're going to be able to go straight into Sussex here. And then take on Gloucestershire. And Nottinghamshire. Which both of those are going to be interesting for very different reasons. This one is, by the way, currently my favorite arc in the game. I think this is the best done arc for several reasons as a historian. And then this is one of my least favorites as a historian. Okay, this one's fun because it's all bad history, but not because it's not really the thing you want to aim for here, is it? And then there's Hamptonshire, which will be neat. So, yeah. Good times abound. We've got so much going on. Anyway, so we'll wrap up early. This is probably good anyway. I have a PhD application due tomorrow, so, like, I should probably get going. So, you know, continue working on that. Yes, there is. There absolutely is in fact a reference to Robin Hood in Nottinghamshire. So, yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and join the Discord to get to talk with me elsewhere. And I do video essays. Also this weekend, I'm hoping to finish that. It's halfway edited. I only have to do like another 6 minutes of video. It's fine. So, we're close. But that'll be soon. We are not going to do the river raids. At some point I'll grind through those to get the St. George's armor set, but there's nothing enjoyable about these, so we won't worry about it. I'd appreciate that, Nero. Anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend, and I will catch you on Wednesday for Hades and that stream. Until then, yeah, have a good rest of your weekend, and see you all around.